Electronic waste recycling. What does it really mean? If your e-waste is exported, what happens to it? We're going to take a trip that follows monitors, first getting loaded into a container in Vermont, then shipped to Senegal. We begin in Middlebury, Vermont, where Robin Ingenthron, founder of WR3A and owner of Goodpoint Recycling, talks about what happens when monitors come in and how he handles some of the challenges.
30% on the average of the monitors that we receive, they're not good. We've got to pay to recycle. Whether the client claims that they're good and in working order doesn't necessarily correlate. Some of the clients who are most concerned, wanting their monitors to be destroyed, actually have the best monitors. It's always a challenge to represent fairly to the client on each side of the transaction so that we don't ship something to Africa just because the office we picked them up from says that they're all good. One of the issues is having carefully selected the monitors not to damage them in the actual packing.
Here we see Suleiman Sow, owner of PC Point Recyclers, overseeing his shipment. From the March blizzard in Vermont, the 40-foot container is trucked to the port in New York and then loaded onto a ship bound for the westernmost tip of continental Africa. It arrives 3 weeks later in Dakar, Senegal. Containers come and go to this port from all over the world. It is situated near the downtown. Dakar, the capital city of Senegal, is a modern city of 3 million. Senegal is about 76,000 square miles, which is a little smaller than the state of South Dakota, with a population around 10 million. The local currency is the CFA. Now that the container has arrived, it is trucked through the busy streets of Dakar. When Mr. Sow is informed of its arrival, he has to wait a couple of days for all the customs paperwork to clear. Now Mr. Sow is in his store waiting for the truck to arrive at the storage facility of World Digitech Systems. I ask him to tell me about his business.
I have a lot of good and bad experiences with importing from the US. The only thing that actually made me hold my ground here, I had some money saved that I could use to reinvest and fix most of these things that didn't work. If it wasn't for that, I would probably close the shop that is employing all these people because of some bad equipment that I got from some US suppliers.
The truck has arrived, and Mr. Sow's employees are putting the last of the monitors in storage. Since he was there for the loading of the container, he knows what he is getting this time. He tells me that so far his only problem is that some VGA cables are either missing or cut off. He knew he was going to have to fix some of the bases and factored in having to repair about 20% of the monitors.
If I bring a computer from the US, including the price of buying it there, shipping, customs fees to get it into a store, all those expenses that are involved. When it gets here, you really want it to work. If that doesn't work, you strip it to the bone. You try to use every single part. People are very resourceful here.
Shangri has been working for Mr. Sow since 2003. He is from Congo, Brazil. I earn my living by repairing electronics. I live with electronics, am in electronics. I repair monitors, computers, motherboards, power supplies, printers, fax machines, photocopiers, all that is related to electronics and computer science. Out of 10, I repair 8 to 9. You take the pieces from the 2 monitors that don't work to repair the other 8. The 2 that are left, we have to throw them away. That's what we do. Mi Mose is one of the technicians at World Digitech Systems. He is also from the Congo. A machine can have a problem with its motherboard. We look for a motherboard to replace it. If we can't find one, we take, for example, the hard drive, RAM, network card, sound card, video card, all the parts that are good we can use to fix another machine. So all we are throwing away is the motherboard, and we're able to fix other machines. Donna is an intern from Guinea-Bissau. I am doing this internship in repairs because normally in Africa you see mostly men in this work. and I like computer science, so that's why I chose to do this. SOS is one of the stores that Mr. Sao works with. Abdoulaye talks about repairs. I sell and repair computers, especially laptops, and do maintenance. Out of 10 computers, often you have 80%, sometimes 60%, sometimes you can even have 100%. I can build a computer piece by piece. The motherboard, processor, RAM, graphics card. Building a computer piece by piece, yes, it's possible. I spoke to Madame Sao, who has had her own computer store for 5 years. Here we sell computers, provide maintenance, and install software. The material is second-hand, and we buy it from the United States. We have material that works, and sometimes material that does not work. When we started in 2003, we had more defective equipment than now. When something doesn't work, we work to repair it. If we can't, we are obliged to throw it away. The things that don't work, for example, when we have a monitor that doesn't work, there are parts that we can use to repair another monitor. But if the parts don't work, we have to throw it away because we don't have a recycling system in our country. They take it to the dump. I know there are problems because there are toxic products, but we don't have another way to handle it at the moment here.
What the problem I was having in Los Angeles, finally, in California, was most of the people I was buying from were not interested anymore in testing the equipment to sell it overseas. They were more interested in just taking it to the state recycling facilities and just dumping it there and getting paid by the state.
80 to 90% of the market in Senegal is based on used equipment. The fact is that even a used computer is expensive on a typical salary. Through his company, Mr. Sao is working on developing end-of-life solutions for the equipment that is not repairable. This film is part of the larger efforts of WR3A in coalition building for responsible companies on both sides. The film was funded in part by some of the monitors featured in the film as part of a shipment from Goodpoint to World Digitech Systems in Dakar.